Okay, so here we go. This recipe is my vegetable frittata. I'm using only soluble fibres in this vegetable frittata, along with eggs, and I'm using collagen powder as well because it's higher in protein. This is a really great snack. It's a really great breakfast. It's a great light lunch to have. It's something that when you're doing good work on your gut, it's always helpful to have this already done in your meal prep, perhaps on a Sunday, so that the right food is in your fridge and ready to go. Soluble fibres are so important for soothing your gut health, and they're so easy to digest. So in this frittata, we're using soluble fibres from zucchini, from butternut pumpkin, and carrot. And to make it even easier to digest, we're going to be grating these vegetables. Yum. Okay, that was a lot of grating. I've got about I reckon there's about 4 cups of grated vegetables in there. A little bit of spices going into this rather than fresh herbs. So this has got black pepper, black sesame seeds, chili flakes, red pepper, and some sea salt. So that's going to add a little bit of pizzazz. About 1.5 teaspoons. Gosh, I hardly ever measure anything. And then we're going to put into this 6 eggs. And this is a great undo bloating recipe. So if you suffer from bloating, going higher with your soluble fibres is going to be very helpful. Okay, we're going to mix. Now, just to help with binding this, we could use a little bit of flour, but we're not going to do that because we're cutting carbohydrates. We could use a little bit of almond meal, but we're not going to do that either in this recipe. What we are going to use is some collagen peptides, unflavoured, and just 1/3 cup. So this is actually going to make this recipe much higher in protein than if we used the almond meal. So easy. 6 eggs, carrot, zucchini, some butternut squash, a little bit of flavour. Could add some fresh herbs. And if your gut tolerates more soluble fibre and insoluble fibre, you could add whatever vegetables you like. Perfect. Just to garnish that, I'm going to put a little sprinkling of sesame seeds. Just add another layer of fibre into that. And I'm also going to put a sprinkling of nigella seeds, which look very much like black sesame seeds. However, they've got a completely different taste. They are a little bit bitter, so you don't want to go too heavy-handed, but they are powerfully antihistamine. And so if anybody is suffering from allergies, high histamine, mast cell disorder, histamine sensitivity, or you're just trying to reduce your amine load, a little sprinkling of nigella seeds here and there in your diet is very helpful. And I am going to add some black sesame seeds as well because I think it looks really nice. So we're adding lots of different fibres. Getting black sesame seeds everywhere. And just for another layer of health and wellness, I'm going to use just a tiny little sprinkle of celery seeds, which will help not just boost the flavour, but it will also help with hydration and moving fluid. That is food as medicine. Going into the oven at 180 for about 15 to 20 minutes. Trying to get this first slice out so that it looks halfway decent. Oops, a little bit left in the pan. Whoa, that looks good though.